Now we'll hear from Alana, Cardilin, Katerina, Kibriti, Sylvain, and Tony, speaking about connecting with the Department of State.
Thank you so much, guests, facilitators, and fellow cohorts for this incredible experience. So we will be talking about our resonations from each day of the seminar and also our overall experience. So the first thing we'd like to address is, why does the seminar matter? What really resonated with me from the first day was when Ambassador Gutierrez talked about why this seminar is important and why are we bothering to gather as this community. So first and foremost, it's an incredible opportunity to understand the realities of foreign service work and work at the State Department. And as Meredith mentioned on day one, our numbers of interest from 1 through 5 should be shifting around throughout this time as we start to understand what these realities entail. But more than that, it also bridges the gap for traditionally underrepresented communities that will now have a voice within our government, and also for the State Department itself to better reflect the realities of what America truly is.
So for me, throughout the week, the speakers that resonated with me the most were the speakers that discussed their personal identity and how it relates to the diversity within the State Department. And those speakers were Julie Chung, LaShawn Knox-Brown, and Barbara Alston. And one article in particular was entitled "Why My HBCU Matters." And I also attend an HBCU as well, and I related to a lot of the experiences that Barbara Alston discussed. And these speakers really just emphasized how our personal identity is what makes each and every one of us unique, and all of us should be proud of what makes us truly ourselves. And also from the speakers, I learned the importance of inserting yourself in communities or environments, even if you feel like you don't particularly belong there. And imposter syndrome is a real thing that a lot of people unfortunately face in the professional world. And then lastly, I learned the importance of knowing your own values. Staying true to your values is important, and just maintaining your personal identity.
One of the things that resonated with me was the simulation, specifically first getting to hear from actual ambassadors about their experience working as ambassadors abroad in the United States and so on, but also doing the simulation and getting to experience the role that diplomats play in real life, and just negotiating on behalf of organizations, country, and so on, and how critical the 13 dimensions are, because the importance of utilizing those, going back to those ideas of the 13th dimension that the State Department looks to, such as like maintaining your composure in a very fast-paced environment as we're moving back and forth negotiating, the importance of like communicating effectively your ideas with people, and being resourcefulness, right? The importance of resourcefulness within this field that we're aspiring to work in, because we had a little bit of information, not a lot of resources as we're representing our countries, but we managed with whatever we had and moved on. And the importance of teamwork with working with other groups, and also just working within our own country, our own like organizations and team in advancing what we want from this negotiation. So yeah.
So what resonated with me was the aspect of lifelong learning involved in a career as an FSO, but I specifically want to mention the career development perspective of the FSO I spoke with, which was that we should frequently check in with ourselves and reflect on our goals. She said you should play it year by year or by every 2 years, regardless of your career, because a frigid 20-year plan is just a recipe for disaster. You have to be open to all the opportunities, all these new opportunities, and not pigeonhole yourself, because you may find that an opportunity you thought you dislike may actually be your best experience to date.
So based on the conversations that I had with the Rangel and Pickering Fellows and the Foreign Service officers we all spoke to, I changed what I wanted to do after I graduated. Initially, I wanted to go to grad school but based on what they were telling us, I kind of want to take some time off to gain some more experience in the world to help me with my graduate studies. I also realized that there were more careers that I could choose from than the 2 or 3 that I had had in mind for myself. And I also understand the life of a foreign service officer a lot better. The foreign service officer that I spoke to helped me understand the importance of what they do and how they help the world in our country.
Lakia Poole was a speaker from Peace Corps yesterday, and her story resonated a lot with me. She was a 2016 and 2019 volunteer in Eswatini and is now DC area recruiter for Peace Corps. I thought the Peace Corps Glow initiative she helped with was really cool. As a female, having programs like this are important for encouraging young girls to reach for the stars and not let gender dissuade them from taking on positions of power or leading. After the Peace Corps session, it made me think, maybe I should apply. I think the time commitment is what closed me off to it initially, but lately Peace Corps has been coming up in a couple of conversations I've been having, and I'm wondering if it's a sign. So this is just a visual of where our group comes from and to show how just within our group there's a lot of diversity and how we were all able to bring different perspectives to our group while working together.